Hey, today we're going to learn how to make candied orange peels. Let's dive in. We'll need 1, 2, 3 oranges, sugar, water, a knife, and a cutting board of course. I like to cut each orange into 6 pieces, first cutting off the sides, then in half, and then each half into thirds. Though you could cut it differently and you'll still be good. Now I just eat up and I have my slices ready. Now I'm just sliding my knife along the top of each peel to remove the bitter pith, but this is totally optional. The next step is the most time-consuming part, though it's mostly unattended time. We're going to put all of the peels in a pot, cover with water, and heat until boiled. After the water has reached a boil, we drain the water and repeat this step 2 or 3 more times. Every time you boil the peels, you take out a little bit more of the bitterness out of them. Okay, so after we're done with boiling the peels, it's time to make the sugar syrup. To make the syrup, you combine 2 cups of water and 1 cup of sugar, and then heat until the sugar has dissolved. So I'm just stirring the sugar to help it dissolve while heating. A lot of people use more sugar, but in my experience I found that 1:2 ratio of sugar to water is plenty sweet. And once the sugar has dissolved completely, I'll start adding the peels one by one, being careful to make sure that the boiling water won't splash on me. Or until you get impatient and then just throw everything in. Whoops, don't leave anyone behind. Now I'm going to let this simmer for about half an hour with the lid closed. Afterwards I remove the lid and now I start reducing the syrup. For about another 20 minutes, mixing from time to time to make sure no one's sticking. Meanwhile, I prepared a sheet of parchment paper and put it on top of a cooling rack. Once the syrup has reduced to just a thin layer, I move all of the peels onto the cooling rack. And now we're almost done. You can eat the candied orange peels already right now, but they'll be much better if you let them cool and dry for a couple of hours. As I said, after you let them dry, the candied orange peels are ready to eat. But if you want and you won't be disappointed, you can cover them with chocolate. I filled about half of my pot with water and on top of that put a big glass bowl. I put my chocolate in the bowl and boil the water, and the chocolate will start melting when it gets hot enough. Then I just toss the orange peels into the chocolate, toss them around, swirl them around, get them all covered in with chocolate. And once I covered all of the peels, I returned them to the parchment paper to let them cool. It's best to put them in the refrigerator for like 15 minutes and then they'll just cool quickly. And we're done. These candied orange peels are just amazing. They're sweet and they're tart and they're just delicious. Another fun thing you can do with this is I hollowed out 2 whole oranges and did the same process we did before in candying them, and then I filled them with the jelly. You can just eat them with a spoon or you can cut it into slices and then you got a real whole candied orange. Really hope you tried this at home, you won't be disappointed. And thanks for watching, see you next time.